Awesome, guys. Welcome to Wednesday night training. It is time to drive to director. We talked about manager last week, and so I want to talk about how to get to director because manager is the first step, the first rank in this company. And so I want to get you ahead. I want you to start thinking about how do I get to director, which is not that hard to get there. And I'm going to explain how to get there and why it's important to get there. And getting to director is a growth rank, right? And before I talk about this, you guys, before I talk about this track, I want you to hear this loud and clear from me. So you don't grow rank, you grow leaders. And that's what this business is all about. Like this is a personal development business. You don't grow rank, you grow leaders. And that's what you got to be thinking about when you're bringing people into this business. Every single title, every commission, every bonus, it's all just a reflection of the leadership that you're building in your organization, period. Director isn't just about you doing more, it's about creating more of yous. You want to create more yous. And if you create more yous, that's what's going to really drive this business. So tonight, I want to show you guys, like I did last week, a blueprint on how to hit director. And more importantly, how to become the leader that people want to follow. Because manager is like, okay, I've hit the first rank, and now director is about leadership. And why it's about leadership is because you're helping people get to manager, and how you help them get to manager is you help them get four people into their organization. And once you do that, then you teach them how to get those four people in their business to a director, which is going to help you get to senior director. So, how to hit that director is about becoming a leader that people want to follow. Okay. So I want you guys to understand the director rank. Let's start with what the director rank actually requires at LifeWave, right? So first of all, you got to have an active status. You need to have at least 110 PV. That's your commitment every single month. That keeps your business open. That's the rent that you have to pay to keep your business open. You can't build a business and you're not actually wearing the patches, buying the patches, sharing the patches. You have to lead from the front by doing that. And then also you need to have 10,000 CV on your lesser leg in one commission week. One personally enrolled active gold or higher on each leg, right? Because that's going to give you the volume. And here's the key point. Director is not a monthly qualification. It's based on one commission week. So each week you re-rank. That means you have to build momentum, and that's when it happens. So this is not about waiting for the right month. It's about creating the right week. Every week you can hit a promotion. I remember like there was 2 weeks. I was almost at SPD. And then I was like, you know what? Next week I'm going to hit it. That's the cool thing. In most direct sales companies, what happens is it's at the end of the month you qualify. And then yeah, you can hold it for an entire month, but you cannot hit it each week. You don't have a chance to hit it during the week. All right. So you got to have a mindset shift from doer to duplicator. Okay. I'm gonna say that again. From being a doer to duplicator. So I want you guys to write this down. A manager equals you're enrolling people. Okay, that's your main thing is you're trying to enroll. You're an enroller or you're enrolling. A director is now about duplicating. So hitting the first rank is, yep, I got to focus on enrolling. I got to get people in the business. Hitting director, I got to duplicate what I'm doing. So I got to help people, help people, help people get to that manager rank. When you're a manager, you're the one doing the work. You're talking to people, you're presenting, you're closing. That's good and that's necessary. That's how you learn the business. But when you become a director, that's when you stop being the only engine and you start being the architect of the business, right? So, when you first start, you got to be the engine. You got to get people in. And then once people start coming in, you're going to still be feeding that engine. You're still an engine. You still got to lead by example, but you got to make sure that you're starting to architect the business by duplication. So I want you guys to ask yourself this right now. Do I have a team of builders or just product users. And that's what you got to change in your business, right? If you have a team of builders, that's where you could start. So that's what you got to look for. How do you find those people? Well, the conversation has to be different. You got to start a different conversation and have a different conversation with people. Maybe the team of users that you have right now, you go to them and talk about being a builder because a lot of these people are going to have a great testimonial. They're having great experience with it. And then you could talk to them how they can become from becoming a user to a builder and that you will help them along the way. Because if you're surrounded by just customer, your business is going to grow very, very slow. Now, I will tell you, getting customers is way easier than getting people to come into business. It's an easier conversation, no commitment, the product works, but it's an easy way to approach the business. But if you're surrounded by builders, your business is going to explode and it's going to explode fast. So there's some key mindset shifts that you're going to have to take with this business. You're going to have to find builders, not just buyers. Like I said, buyers are easier than to find builders because builders is explaining the business, how they build the business, how they talk to people. It's a much harder sale. But you got to stop being the bottleneck. If you are just going after buyers, you're bottlenecking your business. So you got to lead with the business and let the product support the opportunity. Say that again. You have to lead with the business and let the product support the opportunity. And so, how you lead with the business is that's what you talk about. Now, the way that I lead with the business is I give them all their options. And the last option I give them is the opportunity because that's the best option. That's the option that I'm doing, right? I connect with that option. When people say, "How do I get the patch?" It's easy, one of three ways. You could buy a retail, which nobody does that. I eliminate that because you could buy it for $99 a month, either as a customer, or you can do what I'm doing, which is the best way. And that is, I'm an affiliate with a company and I just share it with everyone because it's become a social responsibility of mine because it's helping so many people and the company actually compensates me for it. And then I just ask, which one sounds most appealing? The last thing that I said is what most people usually pick because I'm so passionate about it. So I'm leading with the opportunity. The product is what's going to keep people here. That's what's so genius about this. Because once you start using this product and you have the transformation and you get the benefits from this, that's what keeps people here. But the vision is what brings them in. And when I have that passion, and I talk about it being my social responsibility, and I talk about how it's changed my life and how it can change their life and how it can change so many other people's lives, that's the vision that I'm giving them. Okay? So let's create an action plan step by step to hit this director rank. So I want to break this down for you guys in a tactical game plan. So number one, like I said, we got to identify at least two builders, or we got to go find two builders. And like I said last week on the manager call, what we have to do is when we're reaching out to people, we have to, well, there's people in our life that, hold on a second, my dog, Mila, stop. There's people in our business that will follow us. When we have the passion and have the conviction and we tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is going to be the biggest thing ever, jump on this train with me. And then let's find our two big builders and let's get close to them and let's have conversations with them. Because you're going to need a builder, one on each leg. All right. And we're going to need to get them to upgrade to gold or higher because that's going to show you that they have commitment. But here's the key. You grow with them, not for them. I'm not saying recruit for them, put people under them. You have to grow with them. You have to be on this journey with them. You have to paint this vision for them where we are going and bring us in. We're business partners. You use us, leverage us because you can't just carry people up the mountain. You have to climb together. If you're carrying people, it's not going to last. And then two, you got to launch their business fast. Now, I've opened it up for you guys. I've said to you guys, I will do business launch calls. I will do business launch calls for you guys. That means if you're talking to these people, say, hey, listen, my business partner will come in and they will actually do a call for us. And you could be on that call, you can introduce me, you can introduce them, and I'll do a call. But we got to do that quickly. So when you bring them in and say, hey, listen, this is what we got to do first off. We got to get your business launched. We got to get you to manager and we got to get you to director. That's what we have to do. That's the most important thing because speed is going to build belief. So I want you guys to use this 3 by 3 by 3 system. Okay? This is something I've been thinking about. You want to at least talk to 3 prospects a day, every day. And then I want you to follow up with people, 3 people a day. Okay, so you're going to get 3 new people. Your intention, you're going to go out and meet 3 new people, call 3 people on your phone, 3 people on social media, however you 3 people in the gym, 3 people in the sauna, 3 people in a restaurant, whatever it is. I'm going to talk to 3 people every single day. Commit to that and then follow up with people. But when you follow up not with the opportunity, not with the patch, follow up with the last conversation that you had with them about what's going on in their life. Don't lead with this. Don't vomit on people. And then they're going to ask you how it's going. And then you could get into it and talk about how amazing it is, how amazing you feel, how amazing this opportunity is, how amazing the company is. And then I want you to focus on getting 3 presentations. And 3 presentations just means talking about the business. Get into a conversation with somebody. So out of those 3 prospects, those 3 follow-ups, find a way to get in the conversation and give a presentation. And then also get them on the call with me. Like say, hey, listen, we're having a meeting on Tuesday that you guys can leverage. Or reach out to me and say, hey, I've got 3 or 4 people, 5 people I'd love to get on an opportunity call with. But if that's how we're going to build this business, you guys, that's how this business is built. Listen, I was talking to a friend of mine today that's in the business, and he was asking me how many directors and senior directors. And I was like, not enough. And he was like, this business is so great. We have the best product in not just in this industry, but in any industry. Like people should be ranking up. And what do you think the problem is? I think people just don't have discipline. They're not intentional about talking about this product every day because one, they're not comfortable, they don't have the habit, and they don't feel like it's their social responsibility. Like it doesn't matter. I am going to bring this up to every single person I come into contact with. And then what we have to do with these people is we have to help them get their first sale in 72 hours. We got to get their first person signed up in this business in 72 hours. That's got to be the focus. Why? Because momentum will beat motivation every single time. When people see, oh God, somebody bought a product pack, all of a sudden they're like, okay, this is not that hard. The other thing you guys have to do when people do sign up, and I'm going to beat this over and over and over and over again. This is where the industry has failed so many people. Is you got to make sure that they're in this community, that they're on these calls. It's so important that they understand that this exists. If they don't know that we have a website and we have school and we have these calls and they have this support, then they just fall off. That's what happened to me when I went into the industry 20 years ago. I had a horrible upline. No one explained. They gave me a package and it was all based on me. Show up to hotel meetings. Listen, people don't even have to show up to a hotel meeting. They just got to get on their phone on Zoom. It's so much easier than it used to be. You got to invite them to the team chats. Give them all of our documents, all the Zoom calls, because connection is going to create duplication. I mean, Zoom, I don't love because, it's easy to hide behind no camera. You're just here listening. There's no connection. In person is way better. I get it. But we have these resources and we have to get people into these calls. And then you got to drive volume deep, not stacking people, but you got to build depth. You got to bring people in this organization because when you have depth, that gives you stability. Because if someone's not doing it or they give up or they don't want to do it, at least you have other people in this organization. When you help your builder enroll their 2 or 3 partners, you give them confidence. And then your organization will start to grow without you pushing it constantly. And that's when beautiful things happen in this business. Volume doesn't come always from your effort. Because it's a binary plan, whoever you enrolled under, you're getting some volume from them when they enroll people. And then you're getting volume from people that you enroll in. But volume comes from duplication. But duplication comes from people knowing what exists and knowing the systems, knowing the website, knowing the community, getting people to come on and let me launch their business, getting your team on a 15-minute call with me so we could talk about all the important things in their business and get their mind right. Because this is all about the mind. Getting to director is all about the mind. It's all about consistency. It's all about duplication. That's what we have to do in this business. And I know some of you on here are not where you want to be. I get it. I'm not either. But in order for us to get where we want to be, we have to do what we don't want to do. So you got to have weekly volume goals. Whatever that is, if it's 1,000, if it's 2,000, getting your team to that point of where they're getting people enrolled and you're helping every single person get to $2,000 or $3,000 in volume by customers and or by bringing people into the business. Because understand, when you sign people up and they become a brand partner and they have auto ships, that helps your volume. They're using the device, they're sharing the device. That's what makes this business go. Okay? Now, again, you got to make sure people are showing up to the weekly calls because leadership it just dies in silence. Your team dies in silence. I know when we go on vacation and I haven't been on a call, I haven't done a Zoom call with you guys. I feel like, there's such a disconnect. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not connected with my people. You got to keep people engaged. They got to get trained. It's going to get them excited. We're getting ready to announce on our website, and we're going to start announcing on our calls every week on these Wednesdays our wins, the top enrollers, people that are ranking up. And we're going to celebrate on our website to make people feel part of something bigger. We used to do this with our other company, but I want to share those wins. I want to get those numbers. Once these reports come out with the company, I don't have access to everyone in the organization. Now they're working on all these reports where we're going to have that. So we need to start utilizing and leveraging that. All right, we're gonna talk about people ranking up. But if you guys want directors in your organization, you have to do what we talked about last week, and that is we have to build managers. You have to. If you want senior directors, you got to build directors. And how you build directors is all comes back to manager. How you get to director is getting two managers. It's not that hard. It's not like you got to get 10. You got to get two managers, which means you got to get two people that bring four people in the business. And now you're a director and you've unlocked $2,500 a week in the comp plan. So that's the key, you guys. If you help someone on each one of your legs hit manager, director's going to fall right into place. And your job is to raise leaders. Because when you raise leaders, when you create leaders, leadership is going to multiply the momentum. Now, the key is once you hit director, how do I keep it? Right? Because it's going to renew every single week. You don't want to just hit it once. You want to live there. Consistency is the key in everything that we do, you guys. And how you keep it is you got to keep enrolling one new partner, one to two people at least every week. It's a numbers game, you guys. I mean, it's a numbers game in the insurance business, not even in this business. But when I hire people, I know if I hire 10, one's going to be good. That's the same thing in this business, you guys. And then when you bring them in, duplicate, train them, get them to managers, launch their business, get them on a call, show them the resources, follow up with them, get them on a launch call with me, get them on a 15-minute call with me, introduce them to me. You set up a new brand partner. Listen, I want to have a 15-minute call with our partner. As soon as someone comes on, reach out to Lola Justin. Can I have a 15-minute call with this person? I want you to help them launch their business. I'll do that. Welcome to the team. What's your why? What do you want to accomplish? That's what everyone should do. You guys come in, set a meeting up with me, and I'll have a meeting with them. That's what's going to take this business to the next level. You guys, you're never done. You're never arriving. The moment you feel like you've arrived in this business, then that's when things just start to crumble. You could get a business big enough to where you could work 2 or 3 hours a day in this business and make a crap ton of money, but you're always gonna have to pay attention to business. I don't care what business you have, you're never gonna be able to walk away from it. But you don't have to spend that much time on it. So how do we retain people? Well, you can't build a skyscraper on sand, you guys. I can tell you that because it's gonna fall over. Retention is the foundation of our business. And how we keep people is we keep our customers and we keep our brand partners educated. We got to keep the belief high through the testimonials of this business, through success stories, through getting people in this community and these conversations with me. Because this is what I know. People don't quit what they believe in. They don't. But we got to help build that belief. And then as you guys do, your top builders, your top people on your team. I meet with Rochelle and Carlos every single week, Ralph and Monica. The top builders in my business, we're meeting and we're strategizing every single week with your managers and directors as you're building this. Meet with them, see what they need. Look at their business, look at their organization, have a meeting with them to meet with me. Listen, I got a great one. She's doing really, really well, Jay. I would love for you to meet with her. I would love to give you that extra push. And then hopefully I can give that clarity. And that's going to create confidence. And then confidence is going to create that action that's going to grow their business. And so, what I want you guys to promote to get people to director is the system, not just the product. The system is going to help them start with the opportunity. And then, if they don't want the opportunity, they're a customer and then they're in the orbits. And once they're in the orbit and they have the transformation, then we can go back to them and we can say, hey, do you want to get your patches for free? All you have to do is share this with 3 of your friends, your family members, people that you know, and you don't have to pay for this every month. And you have this amazing device that you get to wear. And then once they bring in 3 people, it's like, you brought in 3 people very easily. Like, why don't you share this with more people and actually get compensated for it instead of just getting it for free? You could actually get compensated by the company. Because duplication lives in systems, in our tools, and our scripts that we have on our website. Onboarding. We have an onboarding meeting every single Monday that gives them all of these tools. Every person you sign up should be on that Monday call. Listen, we have an onboarding launch call every single Monday. Tune into this call because there's a lot of information that's going to help you answer a lot of questions and help you launch your business. Every Monday, I say, listen, take tonight, invite 3 people to Tuesday night's call. Because when you promote this system, people don't need you. And that's the beautiful thing about this business, you guys. We don't have employees. There's no overhead. It's pure cash. It's pure. There's no business like it, you guys. There's no business in the world that exists like this business. Zero. I've had all the businesses. You have to have staff, which is the most expensive expense in a business. So when you promote the system allows you not to have to do everything. It allows you to scale and allows you, most importantly, to focus on building and talking to people. We have a system. You don't have to train. We have all the training. You don't have to do opportunity calls. We have the opportunity calls. If you want to do them, do them. But where I want you guys to focus is on these ranks and getting to the next rank. The only way you get to the next rank is by being a leader. And by being a leader is sharing the resources, sharing the assets. Because again, people don't need you if they can grow because of you, because they know where to go. And that leads me to the next thing, like create a leadership culture. And how you create a leadership culture is by leading by example, by showing them that they don't have to do everything. Like this is, a lot of people out there, I mean, I don't believe in doing late calls. I don't believe in doing calls on the weekends because we're selling an opportunity, but you got to do calls at 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I got a family. That's not why I'm in this business. I'm not doing calls on the weekends. I got a family. That's what's most important to me. If I'm trying to attract people that are attracted to being able to spend time with their family, why am I going to do those things? So I want to create a leadership culture. I want to lead by example. If I'm always doing this and I'm always working, that's why we do calls at 6 o'clock. I have a family. That's why we record them. That might be why more people don't show up to the calls because they're getting home from work, they didn't click in, whatever the reason. But you got to create a leadership culture and lead by example. You got to let people know that, hey, we build leaders here and we have a leadership culture. We have the best leadership. Company leadership in this industry is better than any leadership I've ever seen. Our upline and what they do and how they work with our people, we have access to them. When they do meetings for us, they do opportunity calls for us. Like this is what you guys have to sell. So when people see leadership as identity, then they're going to rise to meet you there. And then you're going to start to drive momentum in your business. So little things that you could do for yourself to drive momentum inside of your business every day, to set some goals for yourself. Like run a short sprint challenge for yourself. Like do a 7-day fast start. How many people can I talk to in 7 days? Even if it's three a day, like I said, the 333. Talk to 21 people. And then when someone signs up, let's sign up a manager map. Let's create a manager map. Okay, let's talk about who the 4 people that you know if you called them right now, they would be ready to go. All right, let's set a date. Let's get on the calendar and let's have a call with them. You know what? I'll bring my partner into it. Let me see if he's available that time. Just set up a simple visual roadmap for them. And then talk to them about using social media. Use social media curiosity. Just, hey, listen, you guys, I'm starting a new business. I would love to get your feedback. I'd love to get your opinion. If you could jump on a call with me tonight and tell me what you think about this before I make a major decision, just do some curiosity posts. Have them plug into every training, every webinar. Know about the incentives, know about the cruise. Like right now, we have double points for this incentive. Double points. The company is giving double points for the next 2 weeks. If someone enrolls, instead of getting two, you get four. Like you could qualify for this free cruise like that. And then talk about that. Talk about the cruise. Talk about the things that happen, the incentives that you can earn. I know you guys don't need more motivation. What we need is more movement, more consistent movement, more conversations, taking this and implementing these things. So let's finish strong, you guys. We have 3 months. We have 2 weeks left for this promotion. And you don't get to manager or director by luck. You get there by design. So I want to create a 4-step blueprint for you guys to write down tonight to be able to get there to manager and a director. I want you to do is just create your list of your top 5 people in your life right now. If they're on your chicken list, if they're not on your chicken list, just create a list, just write them down. And over the next couple of days, call up on the phone, but don't call them to launch into a conversation about this. Just call them up to see how things are going. And then when the conversation evolves, say, listen, I'm having a meeting, and it could be in 7 days, 8 days. I would love to get you on a call and see what your opinion is. I'm really, really, really thinking this is going to be a life changer for me, but I really trust your opinion, and I'd love to get your feedback. Where it's non-committal, you're not selling them something. And then pick your manager target or your director target if you're a manager already, circle it on your calendar and go all in. If it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if it's, before convention, whatever it is, pick it and make it happen. And again, whatever it is, that's not the finish line. It's just the first milestone. And then when you hit it, yeah, you hit a title, but then you have a team. And then the next step is to increase that team. So if I get 4 people and each of those 4 people get 4 people, how many people do I have in my organization? I got 20 people in my organization. I have four, then each four got four. That's 20 people in my organization. So again, I'm going to say the same thing that I said when I started. You don't just grow a rank, you grow people. You don't just chase success, you build systems, but the systems are already built. You just have to leverage the system. I'm not asking you to inspire people. I'm asking you to ignite them. But you've got to be ignited. You got to have the belief. You got to have the energy. And we got to go out and we got to build that belief through our passion. We got to create duplication. And then we got to drive this thing all the way to director. Because once you hit director, I'm telling you, last week I told you, I hit manager on one day. And I was like, all right, next rank was in my focus. What I got to do? Okay, I got to help 2 people get to manager. I can do that. I can make that happen. And then I got them to manager, got me to director. Then I needed to get 2 directors. All right. What I got to do? Well, I got to help them get 2 managers. They got to director, I got to senior director, and then boom, it just took off. And that's how we get to director, you guys. That's how we focus on making director happen. Now, I always leave time for Q&A for any questions you guys have about this or anything else. Lately, no one has leveraged that. I know when I first started and when I was struggling, I had so many questions that I would call up, and maybe you don't have any now, but just please utilize this space every single week. I always try to do training for 40 to 45 minutes so that you have access to ask questions. You can ask them in Spanish, you can ask them in English. All I would tell you is don't be nervous. Like I know a lot of people don't want to talk because have, 15, 20 eyeballs looking at you and you think that you might not sound right. Who cares? Anybody judging you, they can, go do whatever they want to do. But I want to be able to connect with you on these calls and answer your questions. So, does anybody have any questions about the business or anything? Now, the only thing that I will say is no complaints, just positivity. And that's what we do on these calls. That's the only thing I'll say. Michelle, thank you for being the first one to ask a question.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Jay, for opening it up for me. So I'm really excited. I just started building after a year of just wearing them. I decided, okay, I'm going to go for it. And there's a woman already that I'm talking to. She's already in network marketing in some other product, but she's so sold out on this one. And I've already talked her into going to the conference and bringing 6 of her top builders to the conference. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Michelle,
So
that's amazing.
thank you. Thank you. God's just been blessing me. I just was praying for those divine aligned people and he's just been like, pluck. Um, so my question is, she's going to be signing up for sure. I've already secured the tickets. We're just kind of holding them. And she's going to be actually enrolling this Friday. And I
Okay.
was told, and I didn't really understand this part, but I was told that I need to be strategic in terms of how I place her on my team just in terms of like the strong right leg or left leg, but I don't know. But then I also hear just, build left, build right. So I don't, that is
Michelle,
good.
whose team are you on? Are you on our team?
On your team, no. Um, I'm on, you want me to name the name, like the team? You
Yeah,
mean
whose
Wellness
organization
River?
are you in? Who'd you sign up with?
I signed up with somebody on Team Evolve, but my upline wasn't doing and so last year at the conference, somebody basically adopted me, as they say. They said, start
Okay,
learning
and how
the
did you
system.
find us?
I found you through Ron Gagosian.
Okay, okay, awesome. I know Ron. Ron's great.
Yeah, he mentors
Um,
me every Friday. We get together, he talks to me, we pray, and he's been basically mentoring me for the past several weeks. Ron's
Nice.
actually.
Ron's a great guy.
He
Ron's
is.
really, really good. So I mean, I hear you on this, and so when I came into this business show, um, I asked my upline that didn't know very much, and I was like, okay, where do I place people, right? And you just never know how your organization is going to fall, right? So when I came in, the first two people that I brought in were two big influencers, and I didn't know how well they were going to do. Like you don't have a crystal ball, right? And so, like if I had a crystal ball, I would have put them one on left and one on right because they're both strong. And now I've got a right leg that's just running away. And that's not really good inside of the system, right? You need to have like an even right and an even left. So to try to predict the future, like I don't know whose organization you're in, right? So when I say that is whoever's organization you're in, if they're building, obviously everything they bring on that side is going under the people that you bring in on whatever side that you're on that's building that leg for you. Um, but again, you just don't know. Like, I mean, if that could be their weak leg, that could be their strong leg now, and they're not building there anymore, right? Because they're
Hmm.
now building their outside leg, and then, you put somebody over there and nothing comes in anyway. So I would just say not to overthink it.
Okay.
And when you're building this organization, right now with the enhanced comp coming in November or December, it's all about having an even organization. So
Right.
having even left, having even right. So when you bring people in, you want to just make sure that you're kind of going back and forth. And again, there's just no crystal ball. I mean, you could bring someone in on your right and that leg's strong already, and then all of a sudden, they freaking take off and they're building it. And so like for me right now, my focus is on my left leg,
Hmm.
right? So all the people that are on my right leg aren't getting anything from me, but like I got to focus on my organization. I can't focus on other people because
Exactly.
everyone's responsible for building their own organization,
Right.
right? So like when you sign up wherever you are, like they can't be like, oh, why'd you put me on your outside leg or your weak leg? Or I mean, you just there's no crystal ball. No one ever freaking knows how this thing is going to play out, right? It's like I mean, it's worse than Vegas. It just we don't know what people are going to do. So I would say not to overthink it. I mean, if
Okay.
she's a strong person, I mean, I don't know what kind of comp plan she's coming from, if she's coming from a unilevel or if she's coming from a binary. But in a unilevel, it's much more difficult because you got to build a bunch of legs,
Hmm.
right? And you have no idea if those legs are going to be strong or not. But in this, you have two legs. And so if you had to build, then you just got to build two legs. And so I hope that answered your question because it's kind
It
of a
does.
complicated question to really understand where to put people because I don't really know what organization you're in and even what leg they're building, right? You could be in an organization, you're like, oh yeah, my upline's strong, but they're not even focusing on their the leg that you're on and their people are coming under you. So now they're focused on their outside leg and that has no, you get nothing from that.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that helped, but I hope
It,
it helped.
it
It's just
does.
there's just not a right answer. You just don't know.
No, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was just going to do what's best for my business, truthfully. You know what I mean? That would help me to
Always that's
be,
what you should
you know
do,
what I
right?
mean?
And
So,
now let's just say you have a big influencer coming in, right? And they're like, you have a really, really strong leg and you got a strong organization on that side, right? And let's just say I was bringing someone in and they were strong and my right leg's taken off. But the problem is on my right leg, they're also building their left, right? Because their right's strong. So now they're putting everybody on their left. And so I put them there and they get nothing. And then I'm building left right now. And so they'd be better off on my left because I'm building there right now. But
mm,
that also could flip, right? So now, like for maybe 6 months, I'm building left and they have all this volume coming in, and then all of a sudden it shuts off. And they're like, what's happening? Like my volume's not growing over there. So again, like I said, it's just there's no one can count on anything besides what you just said is the perfect statement. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna build, based on my organization. And that's really the decision you got to make all the time. Because if you're making any other decision, you're ultimately going to hurt somebody or hurt yourself.
right, right. Thank you so much, Jay.
You're
Appreciate it.
so welcome.
If nobody else has another question, I have one more quick one. Can I do
Go
that?
ahead.
Okay. So, there is a Latino man that I've talked to about the business. He is a natural salesperson. I mean, he would just kill this. And he recently lost his job. And I already talked to him about it prior to him losing his job. And now it's kind of, we're back in the situation. And I like to talk to him again. He's already said, well, I'll bring people to you, but it's not my jam. It's not my thing. Um, I was wondering if you have any recommendations on how to circle back to just, I feel like it's just an intuitive thing. It's like, oh man, this is for him, but I also don't want to feel like I'm like, okay, now that you're desperate, I don't want to,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I want to be supportive and loving.
Well, first of all, when someone says it's not my jam, I would ask why he thinks that.
Mhm. I did. Truthfully, he didn't actually look at other things because he kept thinking it was something different. And I'm like, you clearly didn't look at the videos. You clearly didn't look at the information, but he's like, he felt like he had a pretty high level idea of what it was, but he really didn't. So I think that was part of it where he kind of came in with the feeling like, yeah, yeah, okay, I get the idea what this is.
Does he know that you know that he doesn't have a job anymore?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so I mean, when I have somebody like that, what I try to do is bring them in as a customer. Okay. And then they have a transformation. And then I'm just like, are you sure? Like I mean, if you're bringing me people, like you can bring them to me. I'll close them for you. Like, because that's going to benefit you, right? If he gets manager or director. And I'll put them under you and you're going to get paid for it. So it doesn't have to be your jam. You can just, refer people over to me and we'll do it that way. You refer them to me, but I'll put them under you and we'll build your team like that. And then eventually when he starts making money and he sees money, he's gonna be like, okay, maybe I should be a little bit more invested in this. So I would just try to come up with a solution for him and just say, okay, it's not your jam. If you want to refer people to me, cool, but I'm going to still make sure you get paid for it.
So
But they don't need to know. They don't need to know.
when you say basically sign them up under him, does that mean clearly that I log in as him and then sign them up under him? Is that what you mean? Or that I
No,
put them on the like,
you would just send him his link.
oh, so like under on the same lake. Like,
Yeah, yeah, you could just like if he's bringing them to you and you're talking to him, you're just say, hey, I'll send you a link, and then they can sign up with his link.
oh, okay.
And you're
Okay.
just, all I'm saying is you might be managing the conversations. If you want to
Okay.
help him build his organization and use his network, that's what I would suggest doing is say, hey, just send people to me. I'll close them. I'll put them under your link and I'll start building a team. And, you're going to want to get in now because when this thing blows up, I'm building a team. And the longer you wait to get into this infrastructure, there's more people going to be above you and instead of below you where you can make money off of them.
Okay.
So just I understand what you're saying. It's not your jam, but let me just show you. You could do what you said you're gonna do. You're gonna send it to me. I'll have conversations. I'll send a link out, and then I'll manage the business until you see the money and you see that this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Great. Okay. Thank you so
That
much.
that's how I would manage it. That's the conversation that I would have. Because if he has the resources and the people, cool. I'll help you build your business.
Yeah. Okay. I think that, okay. Thank you. That gives me a lot of food for thought. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I mean, the thing is you could just have him, when you go into the back office, you can copy and paste, go in, he can send you his link. And then when you're going to sign them up, whatever, just send him his link and then help him build an organization. And then once he's a manager or director and he's making a couple $1,000s a week, he's going to be like, okay, wait, what is this thing again? Like, how,
Yeah.
how am I getting these checks? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just signing people up you send to me. That's how easy it is. And then you're managing his team, which helps you, right? I mean, if you get him to manager, that helps you get to, you're one step closer to director. If you help him get to director, you're one step closer to senior director. So I don't mind doing it. I mean, that's why we have this infrastructure, right? I mean, that's why we have what we have. That's why I'll help you launch your business. I'll do calls for people that are on my team. Like that's why I do it because it's ultimately we're one big family and it just helps everybody grow. I'm not sure if she got frozen. Any other questions? Yes, Raquel, please.
Oh, you, Alejandra raised her hands too. I don't know if she wants to go first. Alexandra. Okay. Um, so my question is, Jay, it's a similar or some I have somebody similar to Michelle. She knows the industry. She was in a previous network marketing company. It left like she was really good from what I hear. It's a friend of a friend. And she is like, she left a really bad taste in her mouth because they shut down, they completely closed down. And she's like, oh, I don't know if I could do this again. So, I've been inviting her to calls or just have a one-on-one conversation. She's like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Any way I can like get her to like give more information or a way I could talk to her about it? Like,
Get her on a call with me, the
okay.
three of us.
I've been trying to tell her the Tuesdays calls and like I
But
was
get her on
thinking
a
of
call with me.
reaching
Just
out
say,
to
hey, listen,
Lola, but
I
I'm
know where
like,
you're at, but I think if you have a call with my business partner, you can ask him any questions that you want. Like, I told him what you're dealing with, and he said he completely understands. He's been there. But this is a completely different opportunity, and like the longer you wait, you're gonna have more regret. And there's no pressure. Like, let's just have like a 15-minute call with you, me, and him, and we'll get on a call. And we'll get her closed.
okay. Yeah, I was thinking of reaching out to Lola, but I'm like, I can't even commit her to go to the Tuesdays calls. I'm like,
I know, but that's different. Like if you say, "Hey, listen, I just think let's have a 15-minute intimate call, like not on a group call." Like try that. Just say,
okay.
"Hey, I mean, you like yeah, listen, if anything, you're gonna love this guy. Like I mean, he has built many businesses. Like, just to get to know this guy and I'll get on the call with you and we'll have a conversation about this business and you can ask him questions and listen, there's no pressure. I just think you should listen and I've heard you're really, really good at this business. And I think I just when I see somebody missing an opportunity, I just think it's And the thing is, Raquel, you're so good. I feel like you sell yourself short sometimes. I mean, the way you talk, the way you are, like like just be a little bit more like, let's do this.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
be a little bit more like firm and just say, listen, I'm telling you, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I know like if you were successful in your other company, this company's not going anywhere. We're going to do almost $1 billion this year. I mean, this company has patents backing everything up. It's the fastest growing company in the world right now. Like, and just say, I mean, what's it going to hurt? Let's spend 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, if you're like, hey, I don't want to hear anymore, we can hang up. Just make it a no pressure situation, but at least just listen to the opportunity. And
Okay.
this guy will help you. He's very, very involved. He'll help you grow your business. He'll help you, think about this thing differently. So I would just get on a call with him.
Okay.
And
Okay.
just but
Push
be
a
there with
little
her.
more. Huh?
Be there with her.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, no, that was all.
Just reach out to Lola and schedule it.
Hmm.
She's got my calendar. I don't even
I
control my
was
own
thinking, I
calendar
was like,
because
I know, but then it was like she doesn't, but like you said, the Tuesdays calls are so different. So I had it like a
they
different
are. I mean,
set
those
calendar.
those are for people just to hear about the opportunity. Like somebody like that with experience, I'd rather have a 20-minute call with her and
Yeah.
let's just talk about it. And then, I'll tell my story, what I've done in network marketing, my hiccups, and the opportunity that she's missing out, how easy it is, and then we'll just go from there. That'd be her decision.
Okay. I'll do
All
that.
right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alexandra.
Hi, Michelle is back. I don't know if she wants to. She got Fred.
Yeah, Michelle, you froze up on us. Did you have anything else?
I know, so bummed right in the middle of what you're saying. I'm like, what? Oh. Um, I thank you so much, Alexandra, for the opportunity. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and let you have your moment and then listen and give somebody else the floor for a while. But Jay, thank you so much. You've
You're so
answered a
welcome,
lot.
Michelle. Thanks for
So
asking.
absolutely my
You're gonna do
pleasure.
well. I can tell. You're gonna do very, very well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Alexandra.
Nice. Okay. Question. About the social media and the way that you are saying that we can make some phone calls and tell them I want to call you for this and I want your opinion and without saying anything about the business. Some
Yeah,
people, if we are posting several times and several days in social media, maybe they will know why we gonna call them. So in the
okay.
case that they say, "Oh, I'm not interested in that," on that, and start with those things and maybe close the door or things like that, or um, that's the one of the things, we can put some things in the on WhatsApp, letting them know people who see us like, hey, we have this product, right? And social media also. So many people already knows that. So to call that way, maybe they advertise that, they know from the beginning that maybe it's gonna be that cold. So how can we avoid, that happens?
It's a good question. So if they know what it is, then I'm just going to get into a conversation with them about it. And then if they're like they're not interested, I always, when someone says they're not interested, I'm like, really? Like, what are you not interested in? And then, if they say what they're not interested in, I'm like, so why are you not interested in like something that can change people's life and their health? And is it because of the structure of the business? So I dig to find out why people don't like it. And then the way I always close is I was like, listen, I think you should at least give the device a chance, just to even aware. Like I'll send you 10. And just I would love to see how they make you feel in the first 10 days, right? And so if they're dead set against it, I'm willing to invest and give you 10 patches and tell you to wear them and see, because I know that 70 or 80% of people are going to feel something, right? So my very, very good friend, it was actually a joke. One of my good friends was one of my first brand partners, and he's been trying to get my friend for a year and 4 months. And we would even like I would call him in the morning on the way to the gym and he was talking to Scott and he would like patch me in and he didn't know I was there and we started talking and then he would start recruiting him again. He would be like, "Man, I can't believe you won't even give the X39 a try. Like, you're complaining about this pain, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh my God, are you guys gonna like?" And then I would speak, I'm like, "Yeah, like Scott, what are you doing? Like, why are you not doing it?" And he was just so adamant against not using this device. And so, guess who's in the business now and has brought in 10 people in the last week? The guy that for a year and 4 months said, "You guys are full of crap. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna sell this. I'm not gonna talk about this." And the reason why is because in 2 days, he was like, "I feel amazing." He was like, "I'm not sure if it's a placebo effect, but I feel amazing." And I was like, and I told him, I said, Scott, there's about 100% of people that can have a placebo effect, but you wouldn't because you are looking for the negative in every single thing in your life for it not to work. So like think about that for a minute. You're looking for reasons for it not to work. So the reason I tell you that story is because, just because someone's not interested, I don't give up. I'm going to ask questions and I'm going to become a pushy salesperson. Because when someone says no, Alexandra, or they're not interested, guess what is it going on in my head? I have nothing to lose because they've already said, "I'm not interested," and no. So by me pushing a little bit, following up in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing, right? And that's where people in sales, they get all messed up. It's like, you're not going to mess up a relationship with someone. And if you're trying to bring an opportunity to someone and it messes up a relationship, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with that person anyways. So I don't worry about that. But what I do know with conviction and belief is that this thing works. And I know this thing can change people's lives. And so when you're that convicted that many times, people are going to be like, "Okay, shit, maybe I should just try this thing. Maybe I should just give this a try." So I would say to you, when people know that on social media, you're like, "Oh my God. So you've been seeing me on social media and you're not freaking super stoked about finding out about this thing? Like this thing has changed my life. I can't believe you're saying you're not interested." Like everyone that knows about it, I've got 100% of people that I've ever talked to that know about this thing that are doing this. I'm confused. Why don't you want to do this? And that's when I'm going to raise my voice and have a conversation with them a little bit. And I know that might not be your guys' personality, but I'm just telling you, once you have that belief, because Alexander, I know you show up for these calls. I see you here all the time. I know you have conviction, and there should not be one person that can walk you off the wall. And then when they say, "Oh, I'm not," then just get them on a call by themselves. You don't have to join the call. I know. Do you know what I'm doing? And so I was like, "Hey, tell me what you know about stem cells. If you know what I'm doing, tell me what you know. What do stem cells do?" And so that's how I would handle it. So again, you have nothing to lose. If they've said no, then it's a no. So I'm going to continue to push to get a yes. And now I have even more conviction because the last person that I ever thought I would close in this business is Scott McCabe. Never in a million years. I mean, he told us 15 times. And I started laughing because we would get on a joint call and Parrish would bring it up again. And I'd just be like, I was laughing because I was like, Parrish is the least salesperson I know in my life. And he would bring it up every single time to Scott. And I was like, I would call him back. I'm like, dude, you're relentless. And then he called me the other day. He's like, guess who signed up as an advanced? And I was like, who? And he was like, Scott McCabe. I was like, no way. And I went in my back office, I looked it up, and I was like, holy crap. Scott McCabe is it signed up as a brand partner? So, again, like everyone here, I mean, I've known Raquel for years. Like Raquel, there's no reason you're not a senior presidential director in this company. It's just not. There's really not a reason. I know you have a busy job. This is tax season. I know you're in the tax business. I mean, I understand all of that. I mean, it's getting ready to get out of tax season. October 15th is coming and you're about to be done with your tax season. But like, there's just no reason everyone on this call with this device, just like that person said to me in the gym today, there's no reason that everyone on here is not a senior presidential director. The only reason is we're just not talking to enough people. We don't have enough connection. We don't have enough belief. People can walk us off of the shelf. So I think, Maria, you have a question, Maria? You can ask me in Spanish. I don't, what does that say, Lola?
Hola, buenas tardes.
Hi, hi, good evening. Yes, I did have a question. Is it recommendable? Do you recommend to have lives with people from the team talking about the patch or not?
So I would tell you that that's a very interesting question, Maria. The reason we can, you just got to be very, very careful compliance. And you're talking about the right things, and you're not talking about stem cells. You're not giving testimonials that saying it's curing people. So before you do that, you just got to be very, very careful the words that you use on a live, right? Because you can't take it away, right? You can't, like, once you've said it, it's out there. So you could do a live, but just be very careful what you talk about. And a live can be deleted, once it's up, but just be very, very careful. What I like to do mostly, you guys, is I like to post on stories. Stories live for 24 hours. They're not on your feed. They're not living there and sitting. So if you do say something wrong, it's not just sitting there articulating. And also, feed is your people. Lives, reels, those are getting new followers, people that don't know you. Now, your people will see your feed and your reels if they go into it and look. But most of the time it's showed to other people outside trying to gain you followers. But your stories are showing to people that actually follow you. And this is the thing. It's not going to always show it to the same people. It might show it to 10% of your following. So a lot of people are like, oh, I post every day and the same people are seeing the same thing over and over and over. They're not. They're not seeing the same thing over and over again. But also repetition, like, okay, think about, television. Now, even when YouTube and Netflix and all the Hulus, they have commercials. But guess what the commercials do? Over and over and over and over. You watch a basketball, football game, you might see the same commercial 5 times during the game.
Great.
So it's all about that repetition and people seeing it. And so Alexandra, like to your question, if people are saying, oh, I saw it on social media, that's awesome. Good. I'm glad you saw it on social media because they keep doing it. And then eventually they're going to be like, man, this girl is relentless. She keeps talking about this device. Maybe I need to look into it. She's your next Scott McCabe. She's going to eventually say, you know what? I've been seeing you talk about this thing for 6 months. There's got to be something to this. This girl hasn't stopped. So to the live, Maria, just be careful. That's all I would say is just be careful what you say. Because what you guys, we have a ChatGPT, we have a LifeWave compliance ChatGPT on our website that you guys can click into when you do posts to make sure they're compliant. So run it through that, and then you can make sure it's compliant. Also, we did a training 3 weeks ago on technology that you guys can use. And I did a section on ChatGPT on how to set up a content calendar and how to the prompt to ask ChatGPT to set up a content calendar so you don't have to be creative every day, and it will write scripts for you. You can put it in to a teleprompter on your phone and sound like a complete professional, read the teleprompter and make a good video, but you can run that through the ChatGPT compliance to make sure everything you're saying is compliant and you have no issues. So that's my only advice. Just be careful what you say.
Entonces, a lo que entendí,
So,
cuando yo
for
voy a
what I
promocionar
understood,
mi
when
red
I am
social
going to
con mi
promote my
perfil,
social
no tengo que
media
poner
on my
términos
profile, I don't
cosméticos,
need to say
cambiar el
stem
nombre.
cells. I need to change that.
Yeah, don't say stem cells. You can't say stem cells. Not on social media. The FDA does not like that. You know, stem cells are illegal in the US, right? So the FDA does not like using stem cells. So we don't have the approval to say that. It definitely, affects cells, but we just got to be careful saying that on social media. I know people do say it, on their stories, but you never want to say it on your feed.
Ok, muy bien. Gracias.
Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, guys, I gotta let my interpreter go. Alexander, do you have something real quick?
Yeah, no, thank you so much first, and because the conviction
Mila, stop.
and everything, I put all my faith on on the event. I already decide to go. So those
Good.
are yes. So I was so surprised that I'm gonna do that, but yes. So it's because I believe in it, and I'm going with two of my of my brand partners too. So it's gonna be nice.
Well, good. We're gonna
And
have an event on Thursday night for everybody. We're gonna do like a nice little get together on Thursday night. So make sure that you connect with us and you we're gonna put it out in all the chats and everything so you can go there. And Michelle, if you're not in our chats, join our website. That way you could come as well to that. But we're gonna do something on Thursday night to meet with everybody and get everyone together before the event starts. You're gonna love the event. The company does a really, really good job. You'll walk away from that event very inspired and like I'm a part of something that's really big.
The
yeah,
chats are on WhatsApp. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, there's chat. If you go to wellnessrev.org, all of our chats that we have in Telegram and WhatsApp, they're all there, and that's where we put all the information.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a great night. Great seeing you guys.